Coach Human here. Welcome back. Successful Life podcast. We're gonna go through some cool things today that can really help your program. Hope you all can hear me. You know the drill. You want to ask questions. We have the chat here, right, for Facebook, Twitter, everything. So ask any questions that you may have. YouTube. You can see us as always on YouTube. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Obviously, we're on Twitter, which is our biggest group. Ton of stuff on here. So I'm going to go through some interesting things. This will be a little bit shorter Success for Life podcast. We're going to talk about some ideas that you as players can utilize and bring to your coach, and as coaches, you can bring to your players. So these are just 5 or 6 ideas along with the theme that I've been going with. Taking some of the ideas from a Magnificent Motivator book I got. This is a really good one. So sleep on your game field, your court. Planning on winning your home field, make it as much a home as possible. Plan a night when your school allows you to sleep on your home turf. That's pretty interesting. Have your players bring tents, sleeping bags, treats. This will encourage your squad to work together as a team at practice and even when they're sleeping. So this is one of the things about with team bonding. You're trying to figure out ways to get your team to work together. This is why in the old days we used to go away for football camp. It was great, but you could do that right in your own thing. And you don't have camp in football like the way we used to have camp all the time. But this is one good way to be able to be outside, sleep on your court, protecting your turf, that kind of a thing. And it's key to be able to have that in your football program. So that's one really good tip. Number 2, out with the old, in with new. So ask players to write down all the issues. And this is one of the things we do in our postseason meetings with players, talk about any issues or problems that they had last year with the program, give them the freedom to really express those, and give them the freedom and the ability to express those questions that they may have about the program. All those issues, take them all together, write them on down, take note of them, and then take all those, put them in a safe little fire bin and burn them up. Burn them up, because the mistakes that you made last year not applicable to your future. Figure it out. So, and don't ever let your past dictate what your future is going to be. So every year's a new year. What you did last year is not always applicable to the next year. You've got to come in with renewed vigor. That's why you see when coaches win, they got a whole new team and they're excited about that whole new team. So visualization. This has worked wonders for guys like Coach Holtz. Is one of his big things. Lou Holtz, I play for his son, Skip, and it's one of the big things he has. The night prior to the game, have your team gather in a room, turn out the lights, tell them to lie down and relax. Play some soothing music, have the coaches talk in soft, low tones while describing how the game will be played out the next day. Okay, so getting you to understand how the game is going to be is a visualization tactic, so you can start to think about how the game will play out the next day. Okay, each player should be envisioning the game. Coach Holtz, and if you look at any of his motivational presentations, his players will walk through the whole game in their mind, visualize themselves making the play, visualizing themselves being the one to make the big play. So those are things that you want to do. And remember that some of the players that you have, they may not be able to visualize things. So, if they're not good at that, just being able to get their mind to relax and be quiet and listen to will put positive thoughts in their minds and usually has a tremendous effect on the team. Asking alumni to return. So I think this is a real important thing, asking alumni to return and speak, and letting them be in your locker room, especially the guys that are real positive for your program, letting those guys be around your team, having them come back and speak to your team. I'm doing that. I'm having alumni come and speak to my team online right now because that's the only way we can meet. So that's some ways to do it. But bringing them back, put them on the sideline, you'll see a lot of the best programs. They'll have a line in college, a line of guys that are alumni that are on the field, off to the side, just encouraging guys. If you saw the documentary with Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley, Frank Thomas, I mean, those guys are practically on the field, and that's a motivator for the guys that are currently there. So this is one of the cool things I've seen, that sometimes schools let you do that. Sometimes there'll be places that have a big rock, painting that rock in your school colors and having their players touch that rock going out. Clemson has that when they come out. A lot of programs have something like that. So having a rock that kind of puts you there. Same thing with play like a champion today, like putting your hand and tapping and playing like a champion today. Post is definitely something. Those are definitely things that will have a huge impact. Change in break time. So universally, like, reinforcement schedule reminds us that players work harder and smarter when they're unaware of breaks or drink time. So keeping players on their toes as they're getting really good at something, even though you have your schedule, don't keep it in their mind that, they're going to go, and then give them a break at different times, break up the practice, do things to change the practice. That's why I'm a big believer special teams should be throughout your practice, not at the ends. Do it throughout your practice if you can, breaks things up. Do different drills that'll break things up. Have some competition areas that'll break things up. And then, different competitions. This is the last thing. I mean, they list pride runs and competitions for gear, for T-shirts, for anything that you can make them compete for. Those are some areas that you can really, really help a player get better and have your guys really buy into the fact that they have a program that could be something that they could be a part of that's different. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and ask them. Wiley Dream, I'll definitely check my DM. Let's see what we got. Wish I could play for y'all. Yeah, hey man, come down the Red Bank region. Come in there. Thanks, Katie Hikes. I appreciate it. We try to do all those things in our program and make it successful. Bring it to your coach. Otherwise, you're gonna have to move to Red Bank, New Jersey, and then you can come play for me. But you can bring these kind of ideas to your team, and I think that's really helpful. Jerry, I think you football play. Absolutely. Football's going to be here this year. Places already starting to, around the country, are going to start to open a business. Where I live in New Jersey, that's probably going to be the slowest. But, I mean, I predict we're going to come back pretty fast. So, it'll be a good thing. So make sure you're ready to come back. Guys, thanks for coming on today's podcast, Success for Life. Players, you can check that out on successforlife.com. You can go to nucsports.com and make sure that you go to, if you want to go to Top Prospect Camp, you can go to nucsports.com. I'll type it in here. And you can go and you go to nucsports.com/prospect to be able to go and really get any information out there. We're following up with players. We're doing all kinds of things there to be able to do. So I'll put us right here. All kinds of free stuff right there to be able to do great things. Coaches, if you want to learn, like we're using Learn to Win to help our program. So if you guys want to learn more about that, you can certainly go on there. And like I said, invite different speakers to your program, get players involved. That's a key part. And go to successforlifepodcast.com for more. You could also find on iTunes. Great talking to you guys. Thanks for being a part of the program. And if you guys need anything else, we'll see you real soon. Thanks, Delano Fields. Appreciate you guys being there. And you can go and see that anytime you want. And you come visit me anytime you want. And that's too bad, Jerry. That really is too bad. Well, yeah. I mean, that really is too bad because you're going to have the opportunity to be there. So I think things are going to change fast, but best of luck to you guys. Keep working, and we'll see you real soon.